Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. It seems as though Drake is salty on the grounds that the entire web was cooking him for taking a significant L in his continuous quarrel with Kendrick Lamar to exacerbate the situation. Tales were flying that Drake's alleged friendly benefactor, Lucian Gray, was going to dip in and attempt to end Kendrick's diss tracks that were making Drake look terrible. Yet Kendrick ain't having any desire to be harassed. He terminated back at Lucian Gras, and Drake was all that he had, spilling some serious tea in the process. It resembles watching a rap fight transform into an out-and-out show series. So it appears as though Kanye wasn't simply talking smack when he called Lucian Gras Drake's child daddy, since now Lucian's moving forward to bat for Drake in this continuous hamburger with Kendrick Lamar. And he's not beating around the bush, either giving Kendrick a serious admonition to ease off or confronting the result. He has a rich child daddy named Lucien, so his streams and the number one are all constrained by somebody named Lucian. Lucian works for individuals who control the banks in Africa. Drake and Kendrick have been grinding away for 2 or 3 great weeks now, and it continues to get more chaotic and more chaotic. These directly up disdain one another, and as of now not in any event attempting to conceal the way that they can't stand each other at first things. We're even among them, and Drake was holding his ground against Kendrick, which isn't excessively shocking, considering he terminated the primary shots with not 1 yet 2 diss tracks. He hit Kendrick where it hurt, dropping tracks called Tailor-Made and push-ups calling Kendrick out for being only a skeptic. So after Drake's 2 full diss tracks, Kendrick hit the studio and released Happiness. And let me let you know, he didn't keep down for a strong 6 minutes. He directly upbroiled Drake, calling him out for moving with a lot of phony companions and, surprisingly, blaming Drake for paying individuals to uncover soil on him. Yet Drake wasn't going to bring that line down. Nah, he returned swinging with family. He matters, dropping a few serious bombs of his own. He brought back those old tales about Kendrick, evidently putting his hands on his life partner, Whitney. You know the ones Kendrick generally deny, not a chance this is valid. No doubt, when they said you were in Vegas and you thumped some person. Ridiculous, and you did something to some female. And they said they had proof, and all of this, and afterward, I at no point ever heard anything about it in the future. Better believe it, 'cause it's stupidity, and that is the most oblivious stuff I made up on. I question it, and you realize that individual who made that up owes an expression of remorse, not to me, but rather to ladies that truly go out there and get a you dig what I'm talking about. That is a main problem, and to put you an individual name that you know that represents some far more better, that has been raised away more better than that. That is not cool. There are individuals out there that truly get it, and there's ladies out there that do and say anything and, carry on with their lives through that. So I was like, I'm certain, assuming that happened. If there had been a police report, you would have been captured. That is silliness. That is that. That is that. That is that. That is that. That is all obliviousness. 100% when you hear things in the news, certain things I accept about Craftsman. That story, I didn't imagine that he was somewhat grieved about you. And I resembled, he likewise blamed Kendrick for being an awful dad to the 2 children that he has with Whitney, saying on some Bobby is, I need to understand what Whitney needs. All that infatuation was over, and you all that late. Youngsters, why you never hold your child and let him know, say Cheddar. We might have avoided the children with regard to this, don't fault me. He then uncovered that Whitney had gone behind Kendrick's back, with his chief Dave Free, guaranteeing that one of Kendrick's children wasn't his natural kid, and that Whitney had given Kendrick's child to Kendrick as his. He said, you're a canine, and you know it. You play sweet, your child. Mom subtitles generally shout and save me. You did her grimy for your entire life. You were attempting to create harmony. I heard that one of them small children may be Dave Free. Don't make it Dave Freeze, because on the off chance that your GM is your BM secret, BD, this is all sounding good to me. Hello, let's let that shorty breed. Once Drake went there and carried Kendrick's family in with the general mishmash, all wagers were that Kendrick took advantage of the chance to release one of the most savage diss tracks in rap history. He hit back hard with me, the grams, and let me let you know he didn't keep down Kendrick. Directly up uncovered Drake, charging that he had a mysterious girl stowed away. Yet, that wasn't all. Kendrick went considerably further, calling Drake out for supposedly being a complete wet blanket, and something I can't explain here. Assuming you get my meaning, it resembled watching a verbal bout with gloves off. He even disgraced his mother for raising a dreadful man, saying Sandra plunked down. What I'm going to say is weighty. Now listen, your child's a wiped out man with debilitated contemplations. I think ninjas like him ought to bite the dust, and Weinstein ought to get effed up on the phone until the end of their lives. He despises individuals of color, with crimps of a neo obsession-developed beard growth, since he comprehended being a facial hair growth just fit him better. He got SE wrongdoers on Jovio, that he keep on a month-to-month recompense a kid, ought to never be compromised, and he keeping his kid around. Him and we got to bring up our little girls, realizing there's hunters like him sneaking really no part of this is truly amazing, considering the bits of hearsay that have been whirling around Drake for a long time about his unpleasant way of behaving with young ladies. There have been murmurs regarding him tossing these wild gatherings in Toronto, similar to Diddy, where clearly secondary school young ladies are his principal target. And this is how things have been, is some underground mystery possibly. It's essentially a loosely held bit of information in Toronto, getting genuine with you brother experiencing childhood in secondary school 16, 17, 18, having eyes for the baddest young lady in your school. And afterwards seeing her post at Drake's house each and every time seeing breaking the follows, you don't have the foggiest idea how crippling that is to a youthful teen kid in Canada. So in the event that I will be genuine, I've been hanging tight for this person's destruction briefly. I'm going. Still knock his music goes insane. Yet this is for the more youthful ages, they don't need to manage that no more. And we should not actually get everything rolling on the reports that Drake evidently enlists individuals just to assist him with getting young ladies like Truly. It's all stoking the shoot of these claims that is only a glimpse of something larger. Now, all that I'm going to tell you is 100% valid, and this data came to me from one of the group individuals on Drake's visit. This was the person who did all the tech stuff, and he let me know that Drake has a representative whose occupation is to circumvent town, searching for very hot young ladies. He finds the young ladies and afterward he meets them, and out of the relative multitude of young ladies he meets, picks the one that he feels that is the best, then he drives her to Drake's place. Drake has with her, and afterward, he drives her home, so essentially Drake has his own confidential kindling young lady. Let me let you know. Kendrick was on another level when he dropped that refrain. He went full monster mode and went all in and got this. He even dropped the stunner about Drake having a mysterious girl stowed away from the world. Kendrick said you lied about your child. You lied about your little girl. Huh. You lied about the different children that are out there. Trusting that you dropped by this point, Kendrick was gobbling Drake up, and Drake was getting joked hard on the web. So Drake dropped one more diss track focused on Kendrick, calling it the Heart Section 6, yet it didn't exactly stir things up around town. Drake fundamentally reused old news, blaming Whitney for undermining Kendrick and tossing concealment at Kendrick for purportedly doing likewise. Yet Drake had proactively spilled that tea in Family Matters. Indeed, it didn't do what he thought it planned to do, and it just tumbled down level. Said, and for what reason isn't Whitney denying every one of the charges? For what reason is she following Dave free and not Mr. Spirit? You haven't seen the children in a half year. Dave leaving heart emoticons under pics of the kid. He shut things off by returning to the DB claims, and he proposed to save Whitney from Kendrick saying, and Whitney, you can hit me assuming you want some help. And when I say hit your back, it's significantly more secure hue, high guarantee. While it was a smart circle, it didn't hit since we were all expecting some new dramatization, not a recap of last week's news. It resembled presenting extras when we were desiring something new and delicious. And let me let you know Drake was most certainly experiencing the intensity of route, particularly with Kendrick's most recent plate Dislike Us being anticipated to make a big appearance at #1 on the board, Hot 100 1 week from now. The thing's more, it's being accounted for that Kendrick Lamar's back index is up 49% following these few days of diss tracks. Drake's is down 5% as per the bulletin. Lamar's discography acquired 5,062 million streams over the course of the week. May 3 through 6, up 49% from the past Friday and the Monday following period. According to insiders, UNG has supposedly ventured into the circumstance, and they requested Kendrick to end the hamburger quickly and quit dissing their brilliant kid Drake as per reports. Kendrick and EXO, at the end of the week, starting yesterday, were asked by Widespread Music Gathering to end the hamburger with OVO. Kendrick obviously isn't moving by any means yet, but UNG is squeezing hard on their solicitation to crush the thump. It proceeded, and UNG likewise had a Zoom meeting. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.